Hey, what is up, vinyl community and YouTube land? It's Kendall Stokes coming at you with a video. It is Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's been a couple of weeks. Had a lot going on the last 2 weeks. You have to excuse me. Like I said, a lot's been going on. I've been sick the last 2 weeks. My 4-year-old Sarah's been sick. It's one of the reasons why I haven't posted a video in 2 weeks. Have to excuse me, I got bronchitis. I just found that out today, actually. So if I sound like I'm wheezy, if I cough, I do apologize. I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can. It's made for an interesting 2 weeks, made for an interesting record store day this past Friday as well. I'll try to be quick and brief, talk a little bit about what happened for me on Black Friday. I did go out, even though I was sick. I knew I wasn't contagious or anything like that because I knew I didn't have COVID or anything like that. So, I thought I just had a cold that just, with a cough that just wouldn't go away. It started 2 weeks ago. Like I said, it just wouldn't go away. It started when we lost our heat. We didn't have heat for 3 days. I had a 4-year-old with pink eye and an ear infection and a cough. And we got our heat fixed finally. And like I said, I had this cold that just wouldn't go away. And I was dealing with that for, like I said, for 2 weeks. And just dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it. Finally, the holiday came. I had Wednesday off before Thanksgiving, had Thanksgiving off. And, I'd been planning on going to Wilmington to the record bar for months, had it all planned out. Was going for my buddy Chad Hovis, who couldn't make it this go around. Was going to pick records up for him, which I did. Missed you, Chad. Was going to see all my friends down there at the record bar: Tony, Donna, Michelle, Lauren, Jerry Stone, who I saw, of course. Saw all of them. It was great to catch up as always. So I left out Thursday as I planned, after spend time with family. Got there Thursday night because it's almost a 3.5 hour drive out there. So I always make a big deal about it, plan it out, gonna camp out and all that kind of stuff. Did that. Was second in line, so I knew I was going to get everything I wanted. And Jerry was there first. He beat me just barely by like a minute or so. His buddy James showed up after us, and we were the only ones there. We were the only ones there the entire time. Nobody showed up. Normally at around 6 o'clock, people start to show up and get in line. Now the weather was bad. It rained. It started raining about 5 o'clock, and it would downpour for a little bit, and then it would slow down. So the weather was bad. But we figured people would start to show up, and no one did. 8 o'clock, the doors were open, and there was still really nobody there. People started coming in, afterwards, because I stuck around for a while, and talked to the record bar gang and everything, but no one really showed up beforehand. It was crazy. Never seen it like that before. It was weird. Just a weird record store day. Luckily enough, like I said, people did show up throughout the day. And then, of course, they had their online sale the day after, which they had a good turnout there, thank goodness. But it was just weird. But I did get everything I wanted, minus one. I didn't get the Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett record because I just couldn't pay over $50 for a 2 LP set. And I don't blame the record stores for the pricing on that. I blame the distributors and the record company on that one. They just had that one overpriced from the get-go. I don't understand it. $55 for a 2 LP set just didn't make any sense to me. I wasn't going to dish that out. Luckily enough, that was a RSD first, so it will come out later. Hopefully it will be cheaper when it comes out, because I did want that one, but I passed on it because I just couldn't see it. Especially when there were other 2 LP sets that came out for Record Store Day that were much cheaper, which I will get into because I did pick one up. But I did pick up a couple other records that were not Record Store Day albums because they were having a sale at the record bar. And I wanted to take part in that as well, and this is one of them. I don't have a lot of Christmas albums, but I wanted to pick this one up because I am a huge Chris Isaak fan. This is his newest Christmas album. It's called Everybody Knows It's Christmas. And this is on the Sun label, and it's on this really cool looking, I don't even know what you'd call it. To me, it looks like a candy cane is crushed up and then mixed together. But it's a really cool, it's got cool artwork that Chris Isaak himself did. It's got some Christmas classics and then 8 originals that Chris Isaak wrote himself as well. But I don't have a lot of Christmas albums in my collection. I have Ella Fitzgerald's Christmas album and the Beach Boys Christmas album, and then I added this one to the collection as well. It was a good price, especially with the sale that they had going on as well. I'm a huge Chris Isaak fan, obviously. I've shown quite a bit of his stuff in previous videos, so very happy to add this one to the collection. It's really good. I just, you know, it's got that Elvis sound to it, the rockabilly, you know. It's got a really good version of Run Rudolph and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Just some really good stuff. So very happy to have it. Another one I picked up that was not an RSD one is this one, Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. This is the 2LP 45 RPM. This is my favorite Foo Fighters album, and it has been hard for me to find lately. It's not been in stock anywhere online or anything, and they had one copy of it. Very excited to add this to my collection. This is by far my favorite Foo Fighters album. To me, this is their best album from front to back, A to Z. Every song on here is a killer. And this one has a lot of sentimental value to me as well because I finally got to see them live on this tour. It was a great show, fun show. They played for 3 hours. Saw them in Charlotte. The Joy Formidable, I think, opened up for them, as well as Social Distortion, so that was awesome. Like I said, they played for over 3 hours, had a great encore. Taylor Hawkins was awesome. He made it fun, as well as Dave, of course. Just a great show, a lot of fun. And then I saw them later on. They did a surprise show at the Fillmore, a little small venue here in Charlotte. It was a Rock the Vote thing. Tickets went on sale and sold out in like 20 seconds, and I was able to get tickets. And I mean, they played for like almost 5 hours. And I mean, my feet were killing me the entire time, but I was like less than 6 feet away from the stage and like could almost touch Dave Grohl. Amazing show. One of the best I'd ever seen in my life. Just so much fun. And you know, so many of those songs are still in their set. Well, I say still. You know, it's still hard to think about the fact that they're probably not going to be touring anymore now that Taylor's gone. But so thrilled to add that to my collection. And it sounds amazing. Of all 4 of the albums I bought on that Friday, that one sounds the best. I don't know if it's because, you know, the funny thing about that album is that was recorded all analog. When I bought the CD, when it first came out back in 2011, it came with part of the analog tape. You know, they did that for all the CDs and the records and all that stuff. They cut up the analog tape and they sent part of it in. And so I have part of the analog tape, and so it was recorded all analog. And so I'm guessing that the records were done all analog as well. I don't know. But, you know, the records are dead silent. Sounds amazing. Perfect. Just could not be happier. So very happy to add that to my collection. And at a great price, too, for a 2LP set, 45 RPM. You know, it was like 25 bucks. So super excited to add that to my collection. One I've been wanting for so long. Like I said, my favorite Foo Fighters album. Finally have it in my collection. Now to the RSD stuff. First one I'm going to show. This is the 2LP one that I was talking about that I got, and you know, that Tony Bennett Lady Gaga one was like 55 bucks. Well, this one, Ted Nugent Spirit of the Wild, was only 35 bucks. Now this one was limited to 3,000 copies, and it's on orange vinyl. The Tony Bennett Lady Gaga was on black vinyl, and again, nothing special about it, but it was 55 bucks. This is, you know, limited on orange vinyl, and it's 35 bucks. what in the world? Why was the pricing so far the other way? I don't get it. But anyway, this is the first time this has ever been on vinyl. You know, when this came out in the early 90s, it was the first record that had Derek St. Holmes back in the band. You know, some killer guitar on this. Now, I know people are going to talk about Nugent and his politics and all that stuff. I don't get into all that crap. I listen to Ted Nugent because he's a killer guitar player with killer songs. And, you know, his vocalist, Derek St. Holmes, is a great vocalist, great blues vocalist, and a great guitar player, too. So you add two great guitar players, and just, you got a killer rockin' album. And that's what this is. Yeah, the songs are a little out there when it comes to hunting and all that stuff, but it's still a great album. And, you know, I knew that this was going to be one that would, I think, just be fun to have because of what it is. You know, Fred Bear is on this record, and to hear Ted Nugent talk about that song, it's like he's, you know, and he wants to have a love child with that song. He loves that song so much. But this is a great sounding album. Just super excited to add this to the collection. It is a great record. Like I said, people can talk about Ted Nugent all they want. I don't get into all that stuff. This is just a great sounding record, and I'm happy to add it to my collection. And like I said, 35 bucks compared to 55 bucks, I don't understand, but super happy to have this one. So very, very happy. And the last one I wanted, which was one of the big ones I wanted, the main one I wanted, besides the Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, which I did not get, was this Harry Chapin, the singles collection. I am a huge Harry Chapin fan. You know, he's not your typical mainstream artist, obviously, but I think he is one heck of a songwriter, or was one heck of a songwriter. To me, he was very underappreciated. He wasn't someone that you were going to hear on the radio. He, you know, wasn't someone that could, you know, writing catchy choruses or whatever, but he could paint a picture and make you see what he was putting into words better than I think anybody. You know, there are three people that I always think of as great songwriters. Him, Jim Croce, and Gordon Lightfoot were just so good at putting those words and making you see those words like you were watching it happen on TV almost. But he, I think especially, I put him above Croce and Gordon Lightfoot, honestly. And, you know, this came on Taxi Cab Yellow. Now I will say this, I was not exactly super impressed with the sound quality of this. I opened it up and I cleaned it and I played it, and it had a lot of cracks and pops on it, and so I gave it another good cleaning, and it sounded better. Still not the greatest. It's on the Elektra label, you know, that butterfly. It did sound better after that second mega cleaning, but I was not as impressed as I was hoping. I mean, I am very happy to have it still. A lot of great stuff is on this record. Taxi, of course, you know, his big one. Sequel, Cats in the Cradle, WLD, A Better Place to Be, studio and live version, Story of a Life, I Want to Learn to Write a Love Song. I would have loved if 30,000 Pounds of Bananas was on here, but that really wasn't a single. You know, a 10-minute song really isn't going to be a single, of course. But very happy to have this, though. Again, I think he was just such a great storyteller and just could put words together so well and just make you see it so much better than anybody really could. And that's something that I think, you know, we still don't have a lot of. So just a great storyteller, and so very happy to add this to my collection. So that's what I picked up. Like I said, had a great time at the Record Bar. I want to thank them for always hosting a great record store day. They always, you know, do a fine job, and we appreciate them. You know, leave me a like leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys picked up. Let me know what you guys missed out on, what you are still hoping to maybe get that you couldn't get when you did go out, and what you think of what I did get. Thanks for sticking with me for 2 weeks, even though I didn't post any videos, and hope to catch you guys next time. We'll catch you later. Peace out.